Mike puts his hands on Snooki. I find it so annoying how people like Mike and Ron will literally put their hands on Snooki and move her around when they want her to do something and they're in a bad mood. It's borderline at best and super uncomfortable to watch. Hi, I'm Ray Arcade. Welcome to my channel. The last time we were at the Miami Jersey Shore house, the fighting had continued with the whole house versus Angelina. Jenni tried to convince Angelina to stay, but it was too little, too late, as Angelina packed her bags and left the shore house for good. What will happen next? Take my hand as we find out on this Jersey Shore retrospective. Today we are covering Season 2, Episode 11, called Girls Like That, and it premiered on October 7th, 2010. We open on the crew waking up the day after Angelina has left, and they're feeling refreshed, like a weight has been lifted off of their shoulders. Polly and Mike decide to take Angelina's bed apart to take it outside, and they find a couple of things she left behind, like a pair of shoes that they decide to chuck over a fence.
Your stuff's in the garbage, girl. Oh, that might have been a problem. Somebody's Ferrari.
Just right out into the street. Also, Polly's talking about how much more extra space they have in their room now since they removed Angelina's bed, and it just reminds me of Step Brothers, which is kind of perfect because Mike and Polly are also two ding-dongs.
We did it. We did it. It looks amazing.
Look at that. That looks like what you would buy from a store.
It should have been.
Look at all this floor space.
So
We
much.
do aerobics in here.
So many activities.
Do step class.
It's making my head spin how many activities we can do.
The gang is having a family dinner, and they're cooking live lobsters again, so Snooki and Jenni try to save one.
You grab one side, I grab the other.
Oh no, it's upside down.
He's gonna drown!
They live in water.
What the hell did you do?
We're trying to save it.
You're not gonna save it, brew.
It goes in salt water, you idiot.
Oh, take him out!
Something that lives in salt water, you put it in fresh water, it's gonna kill it faster than we were gonna kill it.
Jenni and Snooki are also
two ding-dongs.
Breathe, darn you!
at the dinner table. Everyone is celebrating Angelina's departing, except for Sam, who looks visibly uncomfortable. I think the drama with Angelina had overshadowed Sammy's contempt for Snooki and Jenni because the note kind of took a back seat to everything that had been going on. And while I do not think Sammi cared for Angelina, she was convenient to have around.
I was kind of working on a relationship with Angelina to be her friend. Like, now that she's gone, I'm on my own completely, and it sucks because now what am I gonna do, be up Ron's ass all the time? Like, I don't wanna do that. What the hell am I gonna do? I have no idea.
Snooki is talking to Jenni, and Snooki very clearly wants to make up with Sammi. She's trying to convince Jenni to also talk to Sam, but in my opinion, from day one, Sammi and Jenni felt threatened by each other and did not like each other. Jenni had been flirting with Ron in the first season, but she had a boyfriend, so she kind of backed off of Ronnie when he started dating Sammi, and I think that's the only reason why, because, obviously Jenni didn't have an issue making out with Polly, and later on, we find out she also made out with Mike. I have this theory that Jenni comes off like a girl's girl because she's a good friend to Snooki, but to be blatantly honest, I don't think Jenni ever viewed Snooki as a threat. I think she has these dormant, subconscious feelings of resentment towards Sam because she thinks Sam is a threat because she's a pretty girl. I don't know. Am I crazy? What do you think? But Snooki decides she wants to talk to Sam to build a bridge of friendship, and Jenni wants no part of it. I think to appease Snooki, Jenni does come and sit down to apologize to Sam.
I think I've never done before in my life is like chew my pride back and apologize. So I am sorry, Sam.
I don't think you. I don't think Jenni's apology was sincere. It took her 5 weeks to say something to me, and she kind of was just like, I don't normally do this, but I'm sorry.
It was all Angelina. Without her here, I think this whole experience would have been different.
But now that she's not here, we can have girl time again.
In typical JWoww fashion, she immediately starts adding qualifiers to her apology because she doesn't actually want to apologize because she has a very big ego, and doing half apologies protects her pride. I mean, I don't think Jenni and Snooki owe Sam an apology for telling her what happened with the note. The only thing that they need to apologize for is writing the note because it was sloppy, but I don't think they need to apologize for telling her the contents of the note. Sammi doesn't think Jenni's apology is sincere, and she's right.
Is it possible this story is true? Yes, it is.
You're right. It's fact. Yes. Yes. A similar event did take place.
So the girls make up, and Snooki seems hopeful, but Jenni and Sam immediately walk away from each other, saying how much they do not like each other. So, I don't know. Vinny gets a hold of Ramona, the girl who had stood him up on their date, and he convinces her to go on a beach date with him. And I cannot express how much apathy she clearly has to Vinny. On the phone, she said she'd be at the house in 30 minutes and instead takes hours. She does eventually show up with her little Yorkie, and the first thing Vinny says is,
Hey, I'm gonna strangle you.
That's weird, right? Am I overthinking this? Because I think Vinny is a man-child who thinks Ramona's hot and wants her, and he can pick up on her complete lack of interest in him, and I think it's pissing him off. So he's like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna strangle you for not liking me back and wasting my time and pissing me off and not sleeping with me. Ha ha ha. They have a beach date, and I think she brought her a little doggy so that she could use it as an excuse to bail on him if he tries to get her to go back to the house, to come inside. Just a theory. A dog theory. Woof woof. I have another theory as well, and this is absolutely just conjecture, but stay with me. Ramona says to Vinny,
You said you laugh all the time. Are you gonna come out again or no? You promise?
I'm gonna kick it with you.
All right, bye.
I have a photo shoot. I can do it.
so obviously the cast does not have access to the internet, but Ramona does. I think after the first date, she went home and maybe Googled Vinny, and at this point, Jersey Shore had blown up and was a pop culture phenomenon. She's a model. Maybe she thought, if I can get on TV, this could help my career. I can't hate the hustle. Try to get that bag, girl. Vinny is a fool, so make a fool out of him. To help yourself, go for it. Snooki's best friend from home, Ryder, comes down to visit. Everyone goes out to the club, and Mike is being super aggressive with women there. This poor girl literally uses the word begging to get him to stop. It should never get to that point, by the way. Mike calls himself the pimp of all pimps, but to me, he just seems like an assaulter. It's borderline at best and super uncomfortable to watch. But this girl puts her foot down, and Mike is clearly embarrassed as fuck. So with his bruised ego, he decides if he's not having any fun, nobody is having any fun, and tries to get everybody to leave the club. So yeah, Mike puts his hands on Snooki. I find it so annoying how people like Mike and Ron will literally like put their hands on Snooki and move her around when they want her to do something and they're in a bad mood. Like when Ron grabbed her and jumped off of the boat in season 1. And I legitimately think it's only because she's like 4'9", and I hate it. The next day, Snooki, Ryder, and Jenni all go out to this pool bar thing, and Snooki invites Sammi, and Sammi declines. So I really don't feel bad for Sammi if she's gonna feel isolated because she's isolating herself. Snooki is trying. That night, everyone goes out to a club, and everybody's having a really good time. Mike starts eyeing up Ramona, like he's trying to make a move on her while Vinny goes to the bathroom.
You don't want to leave a chick like that by herself. I'm about to get to business right now.
It's sleazy in and she shuts him down. Fun fact, YouTuber Jeff Wittek is in this scene. And as I had previously mentioned, he had gone down to Miami with Vinny because he was Vinny's barber. But in this scene, he's 18 or 19, so I can only assume he's in this club illegally. Wee woo, call the cops. So Mike is pissed about not getting any women, so he's sulking around. He gets up, walks over to Snooki, puts his arm around her. Ugh, the audacity of this man to try to make out with Snooki when she's clearly not interested in doing so. Like, is this harassment, sexual harassment? Is it assault? I think it's assault. Like, what the fuck? And then when Snooki shuts him down, he gets extra butthurt. And he hits Snooki. He just hits her. What the fuck? Then he gets up into her face and starts like screaming at her in the most aggressive way. Like, insanely aggressive way. I don't know. I'm not making excuses for Mike here, but from what I understand, he was pretty deep into his drug addiction here. So you can tell his behavior gets more and more erratic. Again, it's not an excuse, but that might be why he's so psychotic. But Mike manages to piss off Snooki, Jenni, Vinny, and Paulie all in one night. So we end on him sulking around in high dudgeon. High dudgeon. High dudgeon is a phrase I learned recently. It's like Old English. Ready? It's a state of intense anger, indignation, or deep resentment, often accompanied by dramatic, huffy, or offended departure. We do a little vocabulary around here. Thanks for joining me on this lesson. Let me ask you something. Do you think Mike's drug use is why he is being a creepy, erratic weirdo? Or do you think he was always a creepy, erratic weirdo whose drug use made it worse? Let me know. But we are left with so many questions. Will Mike keep pissing off everybody? Will Sammi continue to isolate herself? Or will she build a bridge of friendship with the girls? Stay tuned and we'll find out next time. Until then, I'm Ray Arcade. Stay crazy, stay wild. Bye!
2 ding dongs.
That's weird, right?